Hello folks, and welcome to a new Music Alert video, and a video that is devoted this week to vinyl. So let's get into the groove, shall we? And we will start with Rush and the album Presto from 1989, remastered and released via Rhino, a heavier guitar-focused LP that followed a string of synth-orientated albums before. I find that the fans were rather split with this one, some feeling that Presto was a solid outing. Others may have felt the band were a little out of practice with an album style they hadn't attempted for some time. But that can happen when you shift your styles, of course. Next, we have an album called, how do you pronounce this? Dans Les Arbres, I think. And I think this is pronounced L'Album Vert. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll put a Bandcamp link below for this jazz improv outfit from, you won't be surprised to hear, France, but actually mostly Norway. Actually, 3 out of the 4 players here are Norwegian. As the Bandcamp page says, there's always some kind of beat happening here. Maybe not the one you expect, maybe not the one you even want, but it's there. This is a rather playful piece, full of action and imagination. Another one from Rhino now, and Bob Welsh-era Fleetwood Mac, live from the record plant. So we're talking Bobby Hunt on organ, Christine and John McVie, and Mick Fleetwood, of course. It's that Fleetwood Mac, and a version of the group I quite like. A limited edition double album, this one, pressed on transparent red vinyl. This performance was recorded on the 15th of December 1974. Now, I last saw this one, it was 3 years back, on vinyl via a label called DBQP, I think it was. Let's call this an unofficial release, this particular DBQP example. That had only 8 tracks. This official version has 11, so nice to see the official version then. Next is an album called Xenotopia from no, it's not Oggl, Oggl? I'm going to say Oggl. I'm going to be clever and say Oggl, which is probably wrong, and I apologise, on the New Colours of Music label. Actually released last year, it was. Again, I'll put a Bandcamp link below. Simon mixes acoustic instruments like your cellos and your flutes and your trumpets and your clarinets, and a lot more with electronica. You end up with a rather exciting blend of neoclassical music and electronica and other stuff. It's fascinating. Next up is Ringo Starr. Yes, the ex-Beatle Ringo Starr. On the Lost Highway label, he has produced Look Up. That's the name of this album. Ringo, now aged 127, looks younger than me, aged 60. It's all those baked beans he eats, I reckon. I love Ringo. He's a cool guy, and he likes peace and love, and that can't be bad. Hey, in the company of the also legendary T-Bone Burnett, the album plays to Ringo, is sympathetic to Ringo, and it's built around Ringo, and that's not a bad thing. This is a country album with an attractive swing. Choose love, Ringo. Next, based in Tehran, is Iranian composer, and again, apologise if I get this wrong, and I probably will, Saba Alizadeh, I think, and his 3rd album, Temple of Hope, on 30M Records. Again, Bandcamp link below. He has a strong electro-acoustic LP here, full of epic drama, mixed with delicate tenderness. If anything, I hear elements of Vangelis here. Next, via the UK label Fruit de Mer and Sendelica, and the album Requiem for Mankind on the Winkle imprint. Here we have a mostly, not exclusively, mostly instrumental prog double album with a few kind of Hawkwindish reflections, some classic and rare 70s era prog sounds, and a bit of psych thrown in. This music takes its time to breathe, takes its time to grow and expand. It's world-building music, basically, and it's well worth sticking with it. Next, we have an album which I think is called Schizo from Gouldian Finch, basically Martin Hornsveth, the drummer for, is it Jager Jazzist or is it Jagger Jazzist? I think it's Jager Jazzist. Again, it's me trying to be too clever. I probably got that wrong. This is a jazz fusion album, and a stunner it is as well. The title track is a beautifully melodic piece of epic drama, while Caps Lock, in caps, that's the font on the back of the album here, is a funk-inspired piece, light on its feet, with a sweet jazz foundation. Amazing stuff. Next, from 4AD, we have The National and lots of indie rock from Rome. Spanning 2 discs, this is a live album, a new live album. It was recorded in Rome's Caviar of the Auditorium Parco della Musica Ennio Morricone, 3rd of June 2024. It's a 21, I think it's 21 track record featuring some oft neglected works from the likes of the album Alligator, for example. This is a sprawling, even rambling album. It feels more like a community gathering. Next comes Stina Stjern. Again, once more, I've got all the albums this week, haven't I? I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I think her name, the lady's name, is Stina Stjern. Again, apologies, good lady, if I've got your name wrong, and please correct me if I have got it wrong. The album is called Vivid Peace Restored. Again, I'll put a Bandcamp link below. This is an album made using a cassette tape, hence the sleeve art. Stjern actually began her career as the lead singer for a rock band called Super Vixen. But this LP is all about the experimental. It's packed with samples. You've got lots of loops. There are cut-ups. We have soundscapes. You can just imagine how this album sounds, and you'd be correct. Next is singing, acting, and TV star Matt Berry with some sky blue coloured vinyl on the Acid Jazz label called Heard Noises. This is Berry's 8th album. Once more, I'll put a Bandcamp link below. If you like your music steeped in 60s psychedelic pop vibes, with a loose groove draped over the arrangements, check this one out. And finally, also check out the reissued and remastered 1988 debut from Toumani Diabate. The album Kira, via the Chrysalis label, includes a photo and lyric insert. This is the album that made the man a star and began a long run of consistently well-regarded albums. Diabate, if you don't know the man, plays, now I'm thinking off the top of my head, I haven't done the research, is it the Kora, K-O-R-A? I think it is. I think that is a sort of harp kind of instrument, 20 or so strings. I'm winging this. I have no idea as I'm actually talking to you now. I think that's what it is. Sounds beautiful. And the man himself, who I think died only last year, was a master at the actual instruments. Beautiful stuff. Anyway, that's your lot, folks. Thanks very much for staying to the end of this particular video. Down below, before you go, can you click on the like and subscribe buttons, please? Just helps this channel enormously. I have a few of my own links down there too for my website, which is over yonder. You can find lots of other music-related stuff there too. My Patreon page, there's lots of music stuff there as well, plus videos, text-based stuff, all kinds of goodies. If you have a hi-fi bent, there's an exclusive weekly video there too. Oh, I should also mention my Facebook group too, which you're welcome to join. I'll be back on Sunday with a review of a piece of hi-fi. If hi-fi isn't your thing, I'll be back this time next week, maybe with more vinyl, actually. We'll see. I do have CDs as well, but we'll see. And I'll be back this time next week, same kind of place, same kind of time-ish, and I hope to have your company until then, folks. Bye-bye for now.